Then I want to make a quick video to address something that was presented many times in my videos. It's combining numbers together to make an easy solution for a 2 by 1 calculation. Now, oftentimes when I show math skills that deal with combined numbers, I say things like you take one number on the left and number on the right, and you add numbers together. And people don't often understand that. Like, for example, I showed one where I did, it was 72 times 6. Okay, so what I said was, I said you would take 42 and 12, so that would be 432. And people didn't understand that. Some did, some didn't, but I wanted to address those who did not understand that. What happens is when you see math, the way we were taught it, we were shown it backwards. Just like if someone were to ask you to write the word tree, they teach you to write the word T-R-E-E, not E-E-R-T. And when we read, we tend to read from left to right. But when we do math, we're taught to do it from right to left. So therefore, we can't really see the numbers, how they flow naturally, and how the numbers come together in a natural order. So when we talk about things like that example of 72 times 6, we can't see the answer just naturally comes out as 432 because we're going backwards. And we know that 6 times 2 is 12, and then we move on from there. But if I show you this and I give the responsibility of practicing, then you should be able to master it within days. Now, I remember the other day I was showing one of my customers this particular math skill. And this guy is a finance guy. He's actually a guy who deals with banks and finances. So he knows numbers, but he's not good with his basic math. And he was astounded when I showed him this particular skill. So I want to just basically break it down for you and understand what it means. Now, because of the way the video is, I can't give you a clear indication, because when I do this, I always tell people to put their left hand up and their right hand up and combine the numbers together like that. But because the video is backwards, it will be like this is your left side, this is your right side. So to me, it's backwards. So I want to show it to you in written form, and I want you to do this, practice in written form, and then once you have a clear understanding and a confidence in the technique, you can do it mentally. But one thing that's kind of strange to me is when it comes to these skills, if I show this skill to a child, someone who is, let's say, between the ages of 12 and 16, they'll just take it and they'll learn it and they'll use it. If I show it to an adult or someone from the age of, let's say, 18 to 24 or above, what they'll say is, oh, I'm going to go and research that. I'm going to look at it and investigate it. So what they're saying is they don't trust it. And if you don't put it to use immediately, it'll dissipate into the mire of things that are considered to be important in the future, like learn to play a piano or drive a sports car or whatever. So if you do this now, you have a skill and you'll be able to move on. So let me show you an example first of all. This is 27 times 9. Now, it's important that you know your times tables. And foundationally speaking, you should know your times tables. So let's practice our timetables just to kind of get our mind ready for this, okay? So, for example, if I give you 6 times 7, it's 42. 8 times 3 is 24. 5 times 6, 30. Okay, I'll go a little slower for you. 9 times 5 is 45. What is 7 times 3? 21. 8 times 7. Okay, what is that? 56. 4 times 4, 16. 3 times 8, 24. Let's move on. Let's do 7 times 9. That's 63. So again, you should be able to just call out these numbers easily. Okay, so when you get to the example of 27 times 9, what you're seeing is you're seeing 18 and 63, and that's what you should be seeing. So I wrote down here, you see 18 and 63, and then what you want to do, you want to combine those numbers together in the middle. Now, if you see this here, if you see the combination, you'll see the 18 and 63, and you want to add the 6 to the 18, okay? And we know if you add anything to 8, it reduces by 2, so the 6 becomes a 4, and there it is. So, and that goes up by 1, so it's 24 and 3 is left over. So to conceptualize that is very important, okay? Knowing that when you do any 2 by 1 calculations, that one number that's on the right hand of the equation will always be just locked in. Like if you're doing, let's say, let's go 71 times 6. Okay, so we know that 7 times 6 is 42. 1 is 6. So there's no add. You just attach it. It's very easy to do. Okay, but if you were doing again 72 times 6, then that 42 takes on the 1 from 12 becomes a 43. But the 2 from the 12 never changes. It kind of stays there, just hanging on, and whatever it comes of the next number, it doesn't change it because it's the last number in the equation. So it's easy to look at. Also, when you see a number like, let's say you had a 71 or a 73, in most cases, the number won't go above 10. Now, if you had a 73 and you had a 7 on the side, then of course that would make it into an 8. Okay, so the 7 becomes an 8 and the 3 becomes a 0, and then the 7 is just locked in. If you had a 1 next to a 7, it will be 801. That's nice. But in most cases, when you have anything that's less than 5, for example, it probably won't change unless you have something that is larger than 5. Okay, so you have confidence that these numbers are easy to do. And I understand also that when you're doing numbers, it's like if you were doing the 18 and the 24, for example, you could do it like that instead of like that. I mean, it works just as well. Okay, so let's say, for example, let me find one here that I already did. This one here was 4 times. Right, okay. 76 times 4, I can't see it, okay. So it's 76 times 4, you have broken number down. You got 28 and a 4. Again, you could put the 2 on top of the 8, and you know it's 2 and 8 is 3, 0, so it's, and the 4 is there. You can do it that way, but I want you to kind of see things this way, see it in natural flow. So when you're doing this, you would say 28, and then you see 24, you lock it there like that, okay? So you see it like that, and you just get the answer. It's easy to do. Again, this one here we've already done. Same thing. You see how the numbers are side by side, and you simply get the answer right there. It's easy to do. Now I'll give you one, and see if you can break it down. This one is 86 times 7, okay? Now, first thing you want to do is you want to do your 2 parts, okay? So it's 56, okay? And then you've got 42. That's what you get right there. So again, if you got a 56 and a 4, that's going to be 60, 2 left over. So it's easy to see and easy to kind of just get the answer. And that's so important. So what you want to do from this point on is think about numbers. You can just make them up in your head. You can actually look at real, problems that you want to solve. But I just practice it. I just think numbers in my mind. I just see, for example, I'll see 17 and 21. Okay, so I know 17 with the 20 is going to be, so it's 1, 9, 1. So it's easy. 17 and 20 added 2, so it's 19 and 1. Or I'll see 63 and 19 again, so that's going to be 6, 4, 9. I'll see 22 and 11, so it's going to be 2, 3, 1. I just do that. I just practice that. So when you're given questions that you want to multiply quickly, you can do it on paper. Nothing wrong with that. Someone tells you what is 37 times 6. Okay, you can see that and you say, okay, let me break that down. 37 times 6, so it's 18 and 42, and boom, you put it together. There's nothing wrong with that. But what you want to do is have the confidence to see it, put it together, and then write it down. Okay? Because I don't want you to rely too much on the mechanics of writing things down. I want you to rely more on the mechanics of your mind as you go through the exercise, and that's very important. Okay? So, I don't want to overburden you with this because to me it's second nature. And it's okay, you can make your mistakes. Nothing wrong with that. But practice this. Get this down. So when you do your practice, first thing you want to do is make sure you know your timetables. Make sure you can do your timetables at least from 1 to 10. That's standard, okay? I personally know my timetables from 1 to 100, but that's because I practice so much. But that's not important. Some people like to do it from 1 to 15, whatever you feel comfortable with. But at least know your 1 to 10. If someone gives you 6 times 7, you should be able to say 42. 8 times 8, 64. I mean, you should just know these things. They should be natural for you. And then when you do your pairs, again, you can take actual pairs from numbers you're dealing with. So a 2 times one number, you're dealing with that. Or you can just make up pairs in your mind as you're just going through your life. And you just see things. You just say, 55 and 18, boom. Okay, 5, 6, 8. I mean, you just do that, practice that, and you get that done, okay? So again, please comment on this. Give me something to get back to you with. I mean, give me a problem that you need solved. Give me something that you have in your mind that you want me to work on and help you with. I'll do it for you, okay? And one last thing, to me it's strange because I've told people they can actually call me, they can email me. There's many ways to get to me. I'm not a person who hides, but I won't seek you out. Okay, that's one thing I won't do. I won't seek you out and ask you questions. You need to ask me, and I'll answer for you. Okay. So again, thanks for watching. As always, have a great day.